Thank you, Chairman. Admiral, on the question that Senator Durbin started with on Israel, this committee has been generally very supportive of our efforts with Israel on things like the Iron Dome or David's Sling or Arrow, and the unfortunate real field circumstances that we've had to test those, or the Israelis have had to test those. They seem to be proving themselves to be the kind of investment we'd want to be part of to ensure our security. It's curious to me that the administration wants to reduce funding for for Israel missile defense this year. Certainly there's nothing in the region that suggests the region is more secure or more peaceful than it's been in the past. Are you concerned with our failure to have the same commitment to this program that we've had in the past?
Sure. I think that the Congress and the Department in the past have been extremely supportive of Israel, not only the request, but the additional requests that they've asked for. For me, it comes down to how much out of my budget can I afford to budget for Israel development and production. And anything above that, I will testify to the state of the maturity of the program and whether the funds are of good use, and I've been clear on that. But to me, and we've been consistent budget request after budget request of how many, it's been consistently $100 to $200 million out of a precious budget can I afford to upfront budget for their requirements. And so everything that I do is a risk-based analysis on how much funding and what's needed and when. And Israel falls into that category.
Well, that brings me to another question. It does, I think if you look back, and of course you know this, in the original Missile Defense Agency charter, a primary purpose to have this agency as opposed to run to other agencies that would operate, maintain, be responsible for our missile defense structure. One of the main reasons for this agency was to develop cutting-edge missile systems. I don't know that we're doing more of that better than our cooperative effort with Israel right now, but when you look at the numbers in the budget, we're constantly trending toward operations and maintenance and procuring of existing systems instead of looking at cutting-edge developments in missile defense. Are you concerned as you see the budget switch in that way? Because I do think that was a principal reason to establish the agency. Others could do what's happening in operations and maintenance and procurement, but your agency is uniquely positioned to be looking at what can come next to make us more secure, and it seems to me the budget is heading in a very predictably different direction now.
Sir, I think there's two parts to your question. First, on Israel, besides the funding that we provide and the Congress provides even above that, we've provided over many, many years system engineering and program office support hand in hand with Israel as they've developed and we've developed these capabilities that are now being tested. So there's a whole part of the agency that works hand in glove with Israel, and I think that's been of great benefit to them and us. On where we are with sort of the next cutting edge interceptor technology. So as you know, we increased the SM-3 1B diameter from 13 inches to 21 inches to give it further reach and further capability. We also improved the seeker. This has been done cooperatively with Japan. That is a very cutting-edge, state-of-the-art hit-to-kill interceptor that is designed for the advanced threat and will be critical to Poland when I field Poland in the end of 2018. I'm also looking at advanced concepts in the THAAD program in terms of what's the next missile beyond the current THAAD interceptor that we're fielding? Does it need to be two-pulse? Does it need to have a different seeker? And I think you'll see us come through those trades, specifically, sir, as we become very concerned with the hypersonic glide vehicle threat that we see tested in two countries specifically. We can't lose sight of our current interceptors or the next interceptor needed to be better than the last. And those are two regional examples, and then I've cited to you where we are with the redesigned kill vehicle. But even beyond that, sir, and in the next year's budget, contemplate the concept of multi-object kill vehicle, where we put multiple kill vehicles on one booster stack for the GMD program. And that is when you really start to advance the system, when you can think about one or two interceptors at most going into a very complex decoy scene. There's three areas in specific that we're looking to improve the next capability. Do we have a clean sheet design for any of this? No. We have built our program on the premise of improving and continually evolving the current fielded capability. It was the Admiral Meyer adage back in the Aegis program: build a little, test a little, learn a lot. And from a resource standpoint of where we are in this nation and in DOD, I think that what we're requesting and what we've been doing with relatively low marginal cost to improve the fielded systems is the best return on investment for you and the taxpayer.